It's that time of year again. It's time for the 41st District Soccer Tournament. This year we're doing it a little different. The boys are going to kick us off, and you'll see all the action coming up here on the Cable 10 Game of the Week. Good evening to you alongside Clint Goins. I'm John Piesheimer, and we have got some 41st District Soccer action to decide here as we start tournament play here. And this game will be between the Great Crossing Warhawks, coming in with a record of 9-7-5 total on the season, 2-1 in the district, taking on Franklin County, who would come in as the number 4 seed with a 1-2 district record of 7-12 overall. And Clint, it's going to be an interesting game between two teams that have played at one time this season. This was on September 17th, Great Crossing victorious at Great Crossing, which is where this tournament is taking place. I should have mentioned that. 4-0 was the score. Ryan Payne with 2 goals, Theo Kazi with 2 goals and 1 assist for Great Crossing. They were kind of all over Franklin County that night.
They were. This is going to be a tall order for the Flyers if they're going to win tonight and make it into the region, which if they win tonight, they'll be in the championship game. And, of course, both teams, whether you're the district champ or district runner-up, move on to the region tournament next week.
All right, and we are just about to get ready and get underway here, and we're going to have some starting lineups coming up for you as the teams take the turf. I'm guessing that's turf just by the look at it.
It is. This is a very fine facility. If you've never been here at Great Crossing, it is top notch. I mean, there's a lot of small colleges in this country that wish they could play on such facilities here. The stands are on one side, but they are mirrored on the other side, which is where the football field is. So the stands kind of form an upside-down V, if you will. And the press box is super nice, and it's a great place to go watch some high school soccer and or football action.
And I know being with the Cable 10 Game of the Week crew, we had the privilege of doing some softball and some district tournament basketball there last year. Great hosts over at Great Crossing. They've been really good to us, and we're always happy to get the chance to take the gang out on tour, as it were.
That's right. We're taking the show on the road, if you will.
As I mentioned before, Great Crossing coming in with a record of 2-1 in the district, and they are the leaders by virtue of that, and the number 1 seed coming in. As the teams will shake hands right now, we're going to go ahead and get this one underway. It's a beautiful night. It's not too hot. It's just about around the...
It's just about perfect.
Yeah.
Just about a perfect night.
And it was that first little morning where it's, we've had so much hot weather with the storms of a couple weeks ago accepted from that. And it's the first little morning you had just a little bit of bite in the air, and you and I both know that's time for fall sports. You just feel it in your bones.
That's right. We were able to catch some of the Great Crossing starters. We did not see their lineup before they took the pitch, but we can tell you that those out there, number 3, Connor McIntosh, number 5, Lucas Stewart, number 6, John Redmond, number 11, Cash Bourget, I'm going to say, Bourget. 16 is Tyler Andrews, 17 Carter Dasher, 23 is Ryan Payne, and there's 2 or 3 more out there that I didn't get. I have a feeling that number 22, Ryan Payne, is probably out there. Yes, there he is. He is their leading goal scorer on the year. He has scored 8 goals. Carter Dasher is second with 5. For Franklin County, we have number 6, Dalton Turner, number 8, Tuluwani Sanbe. Is that how you said his name earlier?
I think so.
Number 9 is Isaiah Sarango. 11, Grayson Scott. 12, Landon New. 13, Andrew Gaines. Easton Powell, number 14. Connor Wheeler, 19. Usufo Onawakalu, number 20. Talon Gillian, 22. And in the goal, 29, Caleb Sullivan. And we are underway.
And we'll just go ahead and get that perfunctory apology if we mispronounce any names
Yes.
along the way. And that's just going to cover us for the whole tournament because it's kind of inevitable.
I've seen some soccer this year, but I've not seen either one of these teams play, so I don't know. This is all new to me tonight
crossing.
as far as who's who.
Yeah, great crossing with a great forward pass there, just trying to play that chipped ball over down the right side. That'll be shepherded out for a goal kick. So far, great crossing, and granted, we're only a minute into this, but trying to attack that left side of Franklin County's defense.
Looks like Easton Powell will do the honors. Easton also is the kicker for the football team.
You do see a lot of crossover like that, Clint, especially this time of year. You know, you've got a lot of kids that are playing football and soccer at the same time, and
well, a lot of football teams, they depend on soccer players to be their punters and place kickers because they have the skills.
And granted, the shocking shortage we've seen of kickers being able to kind of do the basics in some high school football has necessitated that, I think.
It's something they don't, in football they don't really teach kicking until you get into high school. And, the guys that can do it by that time have pretty much decided that soccer is their main sport.
Great crossing now, attacking from the left side, and they'll have a throw. Great crossing, switching play there, just being shepherded off the ball. And that is the number 9 that you saw there for Franklin County. That would be Isaiah Sarango.
Yeah.
And you told me he is kind of pacing the scoring for the Flyers so far.
Yes, he has scored 5 goals on the year. Connor Wheeler has scored 4. As a team, Franklin County has allowed 47 goals this season, and they've scored 27.
That'll be a throw for great crossing right in front of their own bench. Trying to get it in quickly and get it up the field. Franklin County able to get to it that time, but great crossing now finds themselves with the ball. Here's the shot from distance, forcing a save early.
It's Sullivan.
That was a nice right-footed shot, and that is pretty tricky because, thankfully for Sullivan, he was awake to it, and also one thing that's working in his favor right there is he's looking kind of away from the sun.
Yes.
Versus at the sun.
Yes, the second half could be really dangerous.
And that's one thing you've got to think about if
County.
you're Franklin County. It's you don't want to give up too much in terms of just attacking early, but you've got a goalkeeper that's looking directly at the sun. If you can get any kind of chance to even just try one from distance, right now they've got to work on getting a little bit of solid possession because they've not really had much inside the great crossing half.
Yeah.
Now that we're 4 minutes into this.
Yeah, the Warhawks have controlled possession.
But
so far.
test that goalkeeper out.
Yeah.
See how well he can handle looking into the sun because you might just get something for your money there.
Especially on this near side.
Oh, the shot.
Someone took one in the chops, it looks like.
Yeah, that was from point-blank range. Everybody seems to be okay, thankfully. Flyers trying to counter here, but great crossing. Really getting back in numbers well, and there's some good discipline there.
They decided to take it back and restart here.
One thing I've noticed about great crossing already, everybody on that side seems to be comfortable with the ball at their feet. A lot of times you'll see players as a ball is chipped over. Great crossing on the attack now. And trying that lobbed through ball that just didn't quite make it. But you see everybody more or less seems comfortable on the ball. Sometimes you get defenders that they want to get the ball and just dump it off, but they seem to really want to play it. They seem comfortable so far playing both on the ground, just kind of the short passes, working these triangles, and playing it over the top as we saw them do early on in the game. So we see the replay here of the shot. It's a nice just turn and snap shot there from number 17 for great crossing.
Now Gillian
Carter Dasher
took it in the face.
There's Arango on the ball. And he's really had to cover a lot of territory so far in this game. You saw him kind of picking it up off the feet of his defenders and trying to carry the ball up the field. There you saw him kind of in the great crossing half, just trying to kind of hold the ball until they can get some numbers forward. Some nice defending there on the far side for number 19. I believe that's Connor Wheeler, the senior, over on the far side. Of course, that 19 and 14 are going to look awful lot alike. That was Connor Wheeler. A little miscommunication there. Franklin County had a chance to break, but just kind of got their lines mixed up a little bit, and great crossing now on the attack again. Some nice control there by great crossing to maintain possession.
Andrews takes it into the middle of the
Snap
box,
shot.
and Sullivan knocks it down, and it's kicked away by a teammate.
That's a wonderful instinct save from Sullivan there, because that shot had kind of a nasty little spin on it, and it was headed right towards that left corner. Really kept a goal off the board.
Yes.
It might sound like it might, as we take a look at the replay, not able to clear it the first try. It's a nice little chipped cross, and just kind of the momentum for, looked like Tyler Andrews there got his head to it to start out, and his momentum was kind of carrying the other way. He wasn't able to get a whole lot on that, and that kind of set up the shot. And
the Nakalu is the one that cleared it out of there for the Flyers. Yeah, let's get the Flyers have something going here.
yeah, you could see the idea was right. You saw number 22 there. That was Gillian trying to play it forward to Arango, but just not enough on it. And you know, a lot of these teams, they play on turf now on the ball. Just every time I see it, you know, that's where you really see the difference in those through balls, where they're just trying to kind of chip it into, you know, knock it ever so slightly into another player's path, and it just looks like it's every one of them plays just a little bit different, and you have to just kind of, you know, this is the first 10 minutes of the game is kind of you're feeling out what the pitch is going to play like, you know, how the ball is going to react and roll, and that's kind of what you take, and you just hope you can get through that without having any goals go against you. Franklin County almost to that point, but now great crossing on the attack again, and I believe...
Is it going to be a corner?
And no, it's going to be a goal kick. As Sullivan calls for it. There you see Grayson Scott, number 11, the junior for the Flyers.
Number 6 on your screen, Dalton Turner.
And Dalton Turner over on that left side for Franklin County has really kind of been the one that great crossing seems to be targeting, and it may just be that's their strong side of the field. Here come the Warhawks again.
They got guys on the move here.
It's a nice little chip ball in, some confusion in front of the box.
Finally, the Flyers kick it out, but boy, I was a little concerned there. It was awfully close to the goal there for a little while, and you didn't see many Franklin County players being very aggressive.
We've seen that a couple times already from the Flyers, just when those balls are kind of chipped right into the mouth of the goal there, right inside kind of just deep into the penalty area. Great crossing. They're just lofting that ball out there from the wings, and kind of Franklin County's having a little trouble dealing with that, and that might just come down to nerves and a little bit of communication issues. That's something you can kind of get together as the game goes on, and Flyers will definitely hope that they can do that, because great crossings just kind of keep going to the well with that. As they're streaking down the right side again.
This is Hip with it. Nice footwork there, and a nice shot, but a nicer save by Caleb Sullivan.
Yeah, Sullivan kind of just let the momentum come off of that one, but that was, you're right, Clint, that was a nice move by Hep. Great crossing on the attack again, and we're going to get a penalty, I believe.
Ryan Payne is fouled in the box.
Well, let's take a look at this. I wasn't seeing, I thought he pointed towards the penalty spot. It looked like it happened just inside the corner. Yeah, he's setting the ball up here. Take a look at this. We're blocked off a little, and there we go, and not a whole lot there. It looked like it was, you know, just shielding the ball well. It was a good job of shielding the ball there by number 22 for great crossing, Ryan Payne. And, you know, any contact in the box, you know, you're always taking your chances as a defender, and that time it just didn't go the way they would have liked.
And here it is. And it's a goal for great crossing.
Nice little stutter step and just really threw the goalkeeper for Franklin County, Caleb Sullivan, off. And you can see he's trying to hold on as long as he can and made the right decision, but I think that little stutter step just kind of made Caleb Sullivan hesitate a little bit, and that was
Logan Hep with
Logan
the goal.
Hep. He already had one shot on target, and he opens up the scoring. And that brings us to 1-0, and we are just over 10 minutes into this one.
Yeah, as a goalie, it seems to me that they're basically just guessing. That, you know, that they're just guessing. It's like, is the ball going to go to my right, to my left, or down the center? Because if you wait to figure out which way it's going, you're too late.
I would say yes and no. There's some educated guesses, Clint. A lot of times, and obviously I don't have enough respect on this level. I'm kind of speaking from a more general perspective on it, but I know at the higher levels, most, and I'll hold that thought until we get a dead ball. There's a shot from
another
distance.
shot. Sullivan's able to knock it out, but that's going to be a corner.
So back to that point, they'll know, most teams will kind of roll with the same penalty taker because it's the guy that you want, you know, with an opportunity to score, and teams will have watched them enough to know what their tendencies are, and the goalkeeper knows all of this. In fact, you know, in some penalty shootouts at the higher levels, you see the coaches will be going up to the goalkeeper with notebooks full of tendencies for whatever the penalty takers like to do. So but when it comes down to it, your point stands. You are making an educated guess.
You just can't wait for him to kick the ball to decide where to go.
It's a short corner. That time, it looked like Nathan Purcell, number 8 for great crossing, was just trying to flick it with the back of his head and got his angles just a little bit wrong. There's the shot from distance, and Sullivan.
Save by Sullivan. That's 3 or 4 saves already tonight.
Yeah, great crossing. Definitely with eyes on goal, and they have been threatening for pretty much the whole of this first 12 and a half minutes of the tournament here. And still pressing. Franklin County just really has not been able to get around great crossings midfield so far. They're attacking in numbers, they're pressing well, and you see right there just the example of that. Now we've got a foot race on the left side.
Goal kick, Franklin County.
Yeah, that's some nice defending because that's hard. You've got a guy in Logan Hepp who's already scored one from penalty, already had a couple shots on goal and is looking to get another one. And obviously pretty quick, and that was a nice job of defending 1v1 there. I believe that was Easton Powell, the senior, coming in to make that stop. And
oh, they're playing that. I thought that ball went out.
Franklin County, that's just the link that they have not been able to establish so far, that link from the back of midfield, bringing it out, and you've got Arango who's just trying to take matters into his own hands. No call there.
Yeah, he wanted a foul. He didn't get it. Look at Arango.
As confused as we are, just a shot, desperation shot from distance there for Franklin County, but they may have something on here.
If they can get it over to this near side and have a shot on goal.
That's actually a great job there by Hepp, stepping up from the back line for great crossing, nearly getting it. And if he gets a foot to it, they're able to move with it. He would have been wide open on goal. Here's Arango.
Loses control right there at the very end.
And again, Hepp stepping up.
This is Turner with it.
Dalton Turner takes a hit. But really, Turner was kind of Turner was kind of beaten to the ball that time, and that's why they don't call that foul. He did take a little contact, but I'm pretty sure the great crossing player got to the ball first.
This will be a goal kick for Franklin County. Their best opportunity thus far.
Yeah, coming in to take that is going to be Talon Gillian. As you see the replay, and that did go out for a corner.
Yeah, Tyler Andrews knocked it out.
Looks like Gillian's going to put his foot through this one.
Probably put a little bit too much on it than what he intended to.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to kind of chip that all the way over the top of the mouth of the goal to the weak side, and just kind of a little bit too much air under it. It allowed great crossing to kind of establish themselves and be able to get a body to it. And as Andrews playing the ball over the top. Collision over on the near side, far side, excuse me. Near side to the benches, I'll put it that way. And there'll be a free kick for the Warhawks.
There's a look at Dasher, number 17, Carter Dasher.
Definitely setting something up here for the free kick. It's a little far away from goal to really think about having a chance at goal, but they're just going to loft it up there and make Sullivan have to make a save, and he's able to grab it that time.
He made a wise decision by coming out and taking that one.
Some nice 1-2s there by great crossing. And Hepp was just kind of trying to flick that on and see if anybody on his left side in a Warhawks jersey was making the run.
Here's Arango with it.
Having to come pretty far back to get that, but a nice ball over the top.
That was close to offsides.
Sonde has it taken away from him there. So far the Warhawks really reacting well. You can tell on those 50-50 balls, they're pretty much the first one to get there most of the time, and just able to keep possession. And you know, we're just about at the 20-minute mark now in this first half, and all that time spent chasing and defending, that's where for Franklin County, you know, you're only down 1-0. Obviously this is still anybody's game, but you wonder how much that does to your legs, and that kind of reveals itself the more you play on. So definitely the Flyers will want to have a little bit of possession, as Great Crossing has just kind of dominated the ball so far in this first half.
Yes, I'd say that, you know, they've had in the little over 21 minutes we've been playing here, or excuse me, 19 minutes we've been playing here, that they've had possession about 90% of the time.
We've got a new player in for Great Crossing, Giovanni Ramos, coming into the game, number 14, the sophomore.
And Elvin Rapallo comes in for Franklin County. He's wearing 27. Did not catch who went to the bench.
I'm glad that so far we're 2 for 2 on teams wearing shirts with easily visible numbers.
Yes.
That's been a problem in the past, so it's good to see that. It's easy on our old eyes.
Well, it's you know, when the Warhawks make a shot on goal, Sullivan is wearing, for Franklin County, is wearing a jersey similar to the Warhawks jersey. Nice stop, but it'll be a corner, I believe, for Franklin County.
Yeah, that's some wonderful solo work over on the right side by Rongo, just to stay with it and force the corner. Really kind of taking on 2 Great Crossing defenders by himself.
There's number 9, a Rongo.
And we apologize if it's Arango and not Arango.
Brian Padilla also into the game, number 4 for Franklin County.
It's nice. Cross in near side, just nobody in a white jersey able to get to it. Just puts his foot through it and says, if you want possession again, you're going to have to work for it.
That's right.
And that's also kind of tactical. It gives your team a chance to catch a breather, rest their legs a little bit. And you're pretty sure the way that Franklin County has played so far, they don't seem to be, of course, as soon as I say that, they play it right into the midfield, but they seem to be more favoring playing the long ball over the top to get it back into play rather than trying to play it straight out from the back, as Great Crossing has done so far.
Another shot on goal by the Warhawks. That was Tyler Andrews with that one.
We're going to get a nice look at it here.
Yes.
Just not able to keep it down, but a nice look, and definitely you're seeing a lot of Great Crossing players have the green light when they get anywhere around the box in the penalty area. And Franklin County really just can't give them that much room.
Foul called. Gillian will take it.
Flyers wanted to take the quick free kick there, but the official just kind of keeping everything in order. That's a great job.
Oh, yeah.
Crossing.
Oh, yeah. This could be trouble. Oh, good stop there by the Flyers.
Pep wanted to take that first time, but it just wouldn't set up for him.
I think that was Padilla that got in there for Franklin County. Blocked that ball.
Big collision in the middle. Looks like everybody's okay.
Rango, nice move here. Flyers could have something going.
That was a nice idea because you saw Arango's head. He was looking off. He didn't have a runner on the right side, but he looked that way just to give those defenders something to think about. And a nice idea to kind of just do the misdirect and then play the straight through ball. Unfortunately, just put a little bit too much on it.
Nice touch there.
And Flyers have numbers forward here. And they're going to get a free kick, and this is a dangerous position. They're going to take it quickly. And they've got to get some white jerseys forward right now. Great crossing is all the way back, and Franklin County just really not as far back in attack right now. Morongo just kind of trying to muscle his way onto the ball there, but that'll be a goal kick.
Yeah, hoping for a corner, but didn't work out for Franklin County.
Got a couple of substitutions for the Warhawks coming in. Number 44,
Romario Hernandez. And number 3 is McIntosh. He's back into the game. He started.
and Connor McIntosh looks to be one of the captains for this great crossing team.
The one good thing about turf fields, it's, you know, the ball is going to roll true. There's no clumps of grass or anything like that to have to worry about.
We'll agree to disagree. You have a point there, but to me, and this is just me strictly as a fan of the game, I hate seeing soccer played on turf.
Well, I'm with you there, you know, because of that very reason. It's so predictable, shall we say, you know.
And it's just something you have to keep in mind when you're waiting to pass. Because so much of passing when you get into sync, and that's really one of the first times we've seen the goalkeeper for Great Crossing be called into action, and he shanked that clearance. Nothing's come of it quite yet.
Turn to Rango.
To me, it takes a lot of the precision passing out of it because everything just kind of, the bounce is just, it's so harsh and it's so hard to like control the ball at that point. You just don't have that, I guess, finesse ability. And you can see right there, it's one of those times, and I don't, and you may be able to tell me, I don't honestly know if Franklin County plays their games on the turf field over at Franklin County High School.
Yes, they do.
So that is one thing, and it's interesting because to my knowledge, the only team in the 41st District that plays, and we're going to put a pin in that for a second, as Arango has a chance, tried to play the cross with the outside of his foot, just not able to find another white shirt.
Yeah, I think Frankfort High is the only school that plays on natural grass.
Yeah, we've both talked about how, to me, we used to play all of our soccer tournaments there at Sauer Field over Sauer Soccer Stadium. There are multiple Sauer Fields here in town.
Yes.
Flyers, over the last 7 or 8 minutes, have been just kind of slowly getting a little bit of possession, getting numbers forward, and really have been kind of evened up the threatening of the attack. So it's been, I would say, over the past 5 minutes or so, it's been just about even between these two teams. The Flyers are showing a little fortitude.
I would agree. It's a lot different than the last 10 minutes, a lot different than the first 10 minutes.
And that could have something to do, too, with the fact that we're seeing some Warhawks kind of cycled in, just saving some legs as the penalty scorer, Logan Hepp, going up against
that should have been a throw-in for the Warhawks, but yeah, the official missed that one. That was clearly off Turner.
I'm sure some people there were nice enough to let them know. Here's Hepp with the cross, and that's just going to sail over the top. Let's take a look at this
again. Here it is, the right hand. Yeah, let's see. He stops it, and then Turner kicks it out.
But yeah, it looks. I wonder if they said that Turner. It's kind of tough to tell from this angle, but I wonder if the foot of Hepp was on the ball and Turner just kicked it off and it had a little glance off of him. I'm just trying to give.
Trying to give the official break. Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, as we've said here on the Game of the Week several times, no matter what sport, we have a shortage of officials here in Kentucky, and we appreciate those that take on the task, because you're not getting rich and it's not an easy job.
And that might have been a little bit of a makeup right there. There wasn't a whole lot on that foul, maybe a little bit of a pullback, but certainly one that you could have made a case for letting go as well. Franklin County trying to counter now, and that's one, I guess they said that there wasn't a touch over there by Great Crossing. I thought there was a chance that, I think it's number 15, Luca Gamber, who's into the game for Great Crossing, might have just brushed that one as it went out, but Great Crossing will have to throw. As we get another, looks like we got some substitutions coming in.
Well, I didn't see him at the simple mark.
Yeah, we've got a couple of Great Crossing players headed for the bench. Looks like Logan Hepp is one of them, and then trying to see the number over there. It's on the opposite side of the field. Number 14, Ramos, who's going out of the game now.
I think 18 is Theo Kazi into the game now for the Warhawks.
Yeah, Theo Kazi, the last time these two played, 2 goals and 1 assist. You don't see a lot of Theos anymore.
You do not. That is a name that has gone somewhat out of fashion. It'll come back around, though.
Let me just say, if you're not down with idle chatter watching this, it's going to be a long week.
That's right. Throw in the Flyers. There's a look at Easton Powell. Trace Hall is number 39, just into the game for Franklin County.
Crossing again now, just starting to try to reestablish that dominance of possession that they had early in the first half. As you see those long shadows starting to appear as the sun starts to sink down over behind the Franklin County goal.
Yes, and by the time the second half starts, Caleb Sullivan is going to be looking directly into the sun. Right at eye level.
Some nice work over there on the far side. Ball still in play somehow. And just as soon as I say that,
goes out of bounds. Yep, handball.
Yeah, and that's one. I mean, you have to stop play. It's unintentional and it's a foul, but it's not a foul or anything that's untoward. It's just,
yeah,
you can't benefit from it. Turner with a nice ball over the top, looking for number 27 for Franklin County. Rapallo making the run.
And he may have been offsides also. I don't know. It was awful close.
Yeah, looked like he had the shoulder of the defender there pretty well. And the defender was first to the ball on the front side, but he might have strayed a little bit.
No harm, no foul. That could be a corner.
Yeah, that's.
Because I thought that ball went off Franklin County.
You know, looked like that's kind of what Hernandez thought too. Number 44 for Great Crossing, the sophomore. I think he thought that took a little bit of a deflection and was kind of gesturing towards the corner, assuming he was going to get the free kick.
Yes. Brock Young into the game. Here's another look at it.
Let's take a look here. I thought the trajectory of the ball changed, but it looks like that's another one the official probably had a better look at it than we did, so we'll have to give them the benefit of the doubt.
No one but Hernandez really seemed to complain.
And really that was kind of more a little bit of confusion than complaint.
Yeah.
Nice dispossession there by Great Crossing. This is
Dasher with it.
Yeah, Dasher with a nice job, still has it. Didn't see anything he liked there, so just brought it back out. And another thing I think you're seeing too, and this is kind of the reverse thing of what we were talking about earlier, is Franklin County trying to break here. They're going to have a corner. What I was going to say, that another thing you're seeing too, this might be part of the effect of Franklin County has been defending a lot early on in the half, but also they've had a lot more time on the ball over the past 10, 15 minutes, and that might be part of Great Crossing just dropping back, not able to press as effectively as they had been, just on tired legs.
Corner kick headed out.
Some nice composure here by Franklin County, and really thought they might have gotten a corner, but that's just some good defending on the back line for Great Crossing.
There's a look at Trace Hall.
Franklin County still right in this. This is not really playing out the way it did back in a couple weeks ago here on this field.
Yes, other than that penalty kick, they've been able to hold them off. #23 is Zachary Link for Great Crossing. Hall knocked it away, but the Warhawks get it back.
It looked like it might have brushed the hand of a Great Crossing player there.
Yeah,
coming through.
Some of the crowd wanted that. That's Payne. We haven't talked about Payne a whole lot. He's their leading goal scorer.
This ball just knocked through. They weren't able to get that over. And I think that's Mason Tapple, number 32, on the right side there for Great Crossing. That's who they were looking for with that kind of chipped through ball, just a little bit too much on it. We're only a couple of minutes now away from halftime, and I don't want to jinx anything for all the Flyers fans watching, but I will say this has been a lot more, especially in the past 20 minutes, this has been a lot more back and forth than we're typically used to seeing in that 1 seed versus 4 seed game in this tournament.
Yes.
Make sure you tune in, stay with us, as at the conclusion of this game we'll have highlights, we'll have our player and play of the game, and then we'll set you up for the girls.
Yes, the 2-3 game.
That will be a crosstown rivalry 20 miles away. But a crosstown rivalry all the same between
it's Frankfort High and Franklin County.
And Franklin County, the 2-3. And I believe Frankfort High coming in as the 2 seed.
I think you're right, yes.
And really, I don't think you can say enough about the difference in that Franklin County girls team, or excuse me, the Frankfort High girls team. You know, been here some tournaments where they are lucky if they get 46 minutes into the tournament and they would get mercy ruled.
They have been quite competitive this season, for sure.
They've been competitive, and this has been coming for a couple of years, too, with that team. They've really started to establish a little bit of momentum with that program, and it's good to see.
And both of the teams in our second game have first-year coaches.
Number 7, Logan Hipp.
And both coaches played at Georgetown College.
Here's Hepp on the far side with setting up to take the right-footed corner. That's a nice one.
Yes, it is. Oh.
Not able to direct that into goal as Connor McIntosh. It looked like it was just a little bit too high for him.
Yeah, if he got it off the side of his head instead of the top of his head, but it may have been in there.
A nice little spin, nasty little whip, and might be right to give the defender there for Franklin County a little bit of credit to. That would be Talon Gillian, who just kind of establishing his space, like
there's Gillian
keeping
again,
his space,
and he's
going to earn the free kick for his team. So a good minute so far, and we're going to have a stoppage of play here. I believe they're just a little bit of discussion between Gillian and the official. I think maybe they wanted to take the free kick quickly, and now they're having a little bit of argument, discussion, consternation on who's going to take this free kick as we stop the clock. And we're being told by our crew here we may have had an issue with Great Crossing kicking the ball away to try to kind of maybe milk down those last couple of minutes.
Yeah, as you can see, there's only a few seconds left here, and
that is the first time they've really had an opportunity on goal, and you can see exactly what they were trying to do. They were trying to kick it into the sun.
Yes.
And nothing doing there, and that'll bring the first half to a close.
Well, John, it's been an interesting first half. Franklin County making a go of it. They trail 1-0 over Great Crossing. Stay with us, folks. We'll have a halftime show and show you some replays of what's happened so far, and then we'll come back with the second half. You're watching the Cable 10 Game of the Week.
Game of the Week halftime show is brought to you by Classic Gold. Art carved class rings are available at Classic Gold Master Jewelers on 859 East Main Street in Frankfort.
Classic Gold Master Jewelers, 859 East Main Street.
Welcome back, folks, to the pitch at Great Crossing High School. Clint Goins, John Piesheimer here with you for the Classic Gold halftime show. Classic Gold Master Jewelers halftime show, I should say. And we'll take a look back at some of the highlights of this first half.
Great Crossing came out of the gates in the ascendancies, they'd say, had the most of the possession. They were attacking, and you see kind of the key moment of the first half there, the foul in the corner of the box, and then Logan Hepp putting that penalty away, and that is the difference between these two teams at the moment.
Yeah, that's the only goal that has been scored, but Great Crossing had, they really controlled the first 20 minutes, but the second half, Franklin County kind of evened it up, and
that's something you can take. If you're Mike Hayes, you can take that into your halftime huddle. You can tell them, hey, you came out, you ran into a buzzsaw a little bit. You were catching a lot of attack, gave up a goal, but you didn't get your head down, and we really started to establish your place in this game, and now it's anybody's game. I mean, 1-0. That's that's easily doable.
Yes. You just you want to the momentum you had of the second half of the first half, the last 20 minutes. You want to keep that momentum going, and maybe do a little bit better on it. All right, folks, we're going to step aside here a little bit, and we'll have the second half coming up next here on the Cable 10 Game of the Week.
Game of the Week is brought to you by David Tolles Auto Pro Tire and Auto Service, a full-service auto repair shop servicing all models. 2 locations to serve your automotive needs. Call 502-352-2988 for an appointment or go to davidtollsautopros.com.
Game of the Week is brought to you by Serafini. Serafini is proud to sponsor Game of the Week and wishes all teams a great season. Join us at Serafini for lunch or dinner to enjoy mouth-watering daily specials, pastas, and salads. Come see us for a premier dining experience where great food, drinks, and company come together. 243 Broadway Street, 502-875-5599.
In 1972, a young David Tolles vowed to jump the Kentucky River on his big wheel. He did not make it. We can rebuild him. We have the capability to make the world's perfect mechanic. Better, stronger, faster. David Tolles Tires and Auto Service on Duncan Road.
Welcome to Serafini, where dining is an experience. From our friendly service to our mouth-watering daily specials, pastas, and salads, to our made-to-order, carefully crafted cocktails. Our goal is to give you a relaxing, casual atmosphere to enjoy lunch or dinner in historic downtown Frankfort. We also have a private dining room available for wedding rehearsals, private dinners, cocktail parties, or any other function. Visit us today at Serafini, where great food, drinks, and company come together.
The Game of the Week is brought to you by Tim and Rebecca Hubbard with Exit Realty Crutcher. Choose local realtors that treat you like family, because real estate is what we do and families are why we do it. Reach out to the Hubbard team for all your real estate needs.
Game of the Week is brought to you by Traditional Bank. When your business is looking to win, with tough competition around every corner, you need high performers backing you up. Traditional Bank's local team will stand by your side as a trusted partner, your friendly neighbor, and your biggest fan. It's time to make the switch. Traditional Bank, member FDIC.
Game of the Week is brought to you by Raymond James. Since 1996, the Current family and Raymond James have been committed to helping our community achieve their financial goals and needs. Raymond James, life well planned. Raymond James Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA SIPC.
Game of the Week is brought to you by One Stop Automotive. One Stop Auto wishes all teams a great year. Make us your one stop for fair and dependable service. Ask about our 1-year guarantee.
In today's fast-paced housing market, you need realtors with experience who understand that timing is essential when finding the perfect home for the right price. Tim and Rebecca Hubbard with Exit Realty Crutcher are here to ensure that you and your family have a positive experience from start to finish.
Real estate is what we do.
And families are why we do it. Tradition means values, and we want a banker who has the same philosophy. Traditional Bank is a Kentucky-based business, and that does mean a lot to a business that is based in Kentucky. They know what we're going through. They are always there for us, and that means more than anything else. My name is Allison. I choose Traditional Bank because of the personal service. Paddle on into Canoe, Kentucky.
2 retiring business executives turn their post-career mission to greyhounds, giving these former race dogs a real chance to win. From planning your future to pursuing your passions, a Raymond James financial advisor gets to know you, your purpose, and the way you give back. That's life well planned.
One Stop Automotive does it all. From oil changes to air conditioning, engine and transmission repair to tires and brakes, One Stop Automotive has you covered with their 1-year, 12,000-mile warranty on parts and labor. One Stop Automotive is ready to serve you with professional and dependable auto care at fair prices. Let One Stop Automotive be your one and only stop for all of your auto repair and maintenance needs. Locally owned and operated since 2022.
Game of the Week is brought to you by Whitehead Hancock. Whitehead Hancock Plumbing has been serving Frankfort families for more than 100 years. You can trust Whitehead Hancock for all your plumbing, heating, cooling, and septic needs. Call them today at 502-227-2213 for 24-hour emergency service or visit their website at whiteheadhancock.com.
Couldn't do it.
Welcome back, folks, to the 41st District Boys Soccer Tournament. Second half getting ready to start here between Franklin County and Great Crossing. The Warhawks, with the 1-0 lead, scored on a penalty kick about 10 minutes into the game. But Franklin County has held their own since then.
The officials back out there having successfully counted to 22.
You know what? I was wrong earlier when I said that Sullivan would be looking right into the sun. He won't be.
Yeah, it looks like the sun has pretty much set.
The shade from the stands cover the mouth of the goal, so he's going to be all right. So
look at the Warhawks. He's like mostly the same
group of
11
guys
that started the game for them as they try to punch their ticket to the championship game, which will be
Thursday night,
and we'll have all the action right here. I'll have to look and see because we talked about it a little bit earlier, but this is the first time that I can remember that the boys have lifted the curtain on the tournament. Usually we have the girls 1 versus 4 matchup as the first one on Monday afternoon, but this time the boys taking the reins.
Yeah, I think they have the 6 o'clock game all week long.
And we do have also going on at another site here in town
the play-in
game between Frankfort Christian and Western Hills for on the girls' side.
I believe they started at the same time this game started.
I think they started at 7 actually.
Oh,
so
did they
would
really?
Just
okay.
be a little bit away from kicking off now.
Well, a shot on goal there by Franklin County. Starting off the first half or second half.
Starting off aggressively here.
This is a tight game. I mean, this.
Yeah, the Flyers really at about we mentioned it a couple times, at about the 20-minute mark, I think they finally started to settle in a little bit, maybe started talking to each other, finding each other with the ball, as you see right there, nice 1-2, and just showing a little more calm in possession, and that definitely helps keep miles on the legs as you go down, because it's a lot easier to be in possession on you than just chasing the ball, which is what they did for most of the start of this game.
Yes.
Got a collision over there, and that's going to go the way of the Flyers. I think they're going to say that there was a little bit of a pull on the part of Tyler Andrews, the senior defender over on the far side. Let's take a look at this.
Here we are. I don't know. He may have gotten the short stick on that one.
As we want to take a second to thank our
Oh,
replay
that was
sponsor. It's not a bit of an ill-advised clearance there by Caleb Sullivan. He was just trying to lay it off the defender, but a little miscommunication.
Yeah, that was a dangerous kick.
They lived on the edge and lived to tell the tale that time. Well, we got a second. We want to thank our replay sponsor, Whitehead Hancock Plumbing, who you see on our replays. Thank our main sponsors, David Toll's Auto Pro and Tire and Auto Service, and Serafini Restaurant. And stay with us. When this is over, we'll put a bow on it with some highlights and show you our play of the game, brought to you by Esprit Credit Union. So a lot of fun stuff in store this week. That's a nice job by Sullivan. He knew, kind of reading where Hepp over there was going with the ball, and some nice defending on that side too.
Yes, yes.
Let's take a look at this on the replay. Nice job of just dictating the space where the attacker can play, and that's really what you want to do as a defender. Keep your arms down, especially when you're inside the box. Don't rush in for contact, and you're just trying to shepherd that attacker into where they're going to be the least dangerous.
Yeah, make it a tough angle. Sullivan corrals that one.
And again,
dangerous.
Yeah, it's just, I think he's really, I think at that point, clearly he's looking to get the team on the front foot because they're down a goal and playing that ball forward to the defenders, and this has been 2 or 3 times so far that they're not quite ready for it, and a little miscommunication on the Flyer back line there. You saw another example of that. That time Sullivan just put his foot through it.
That's right. Punched that one away.
Another needless giveaway there by the Flyer back line.
I don't know much about it, but it just seems like they're just not being aggressive enough, Franklin County. They're just not, I don't know, going after the ball.
I think one thing that can happen too is that once you, especially in terms of just like the defenders, once you have a couple of shaky moments with it, maybe you start thinking about it a little bit, and you're just a little bit, and this kind of speaks to aggression, you might be a little bit more hesitant because you don't want to make the wrong pass, so you almost don't make the pass at all, and you're just trying to react instead of be reactive instead of proactive. And right now, being down a goal, and if you lose this is the end of your season. You got to kind of go out there and grab it.
Yeah.
I'm sure that fact isn't lost on any of them, but just could be a dangerous time in the game right now because 1-0, you're still in it on the other team's home turf.
Yes, but it's so far in this half, it's started off a lot like the first half did, where Great Crossing is, had most of the possession.
It looks like there's just a little bit of miscommunication on the side of the defense there. And some players are wanting to play one way in terms of just kind of wafting the ball over the midfield. Other players are wanting to play that possession game in defense, and just looks like not everybody is quite on the same page. It's a nice job by Turner there to step up and clear the danger. That ball stayed in.
Yes, it did.
That kind of talks about what you were mentioning, Clint, about turf. The ball does roll true, and a lot of times you could kind of imagine that something's going to take a little bit of a, because a lot of these fields you see, they kind of have a little bit of a camber or a divot in the, in the middle. The field tends to peak up a little bit.
Crown,
and just kind of, yeah, and that's probably for drainage. And I don't think you have that situation here on the turf soccer field.
Yeah, it does appear that it is completely flat.
Got a great crossing player, came up sore after that, and we might get a stoppage of play as they're going to get a substitution in here for number 22, Ryan Payne, who looks like he might have turned an ankle.
It's 23.
Yeah,
Link.
good call, Clint.
Zachary Link. Yeah.
Yeah,
he's sitting down, but they're keeping, I guess, the.
Now, if it's not a head injury, they're under the. It's up to the official to stop play in the case of not a head injury. So Franklin County doing what they should have done right there and continuing to play until the whistle.
So Link is going to limp off the pitch, and we'll try to catch who the sub is. That's 14, Giovanni Ramos. He saw some action in the first half as well. Let's see if we can
Here's the header.
find out what happened, maybe.
Let's take a look at number 23 here, and it looked like he might have gotten stepped on, and maybe might have gotten him in the ankle. Tried to play through it, but yeah, it's a painful one.
Good job by our camera guys catching that.
Yeah, our guys are doing a great job out there. As the sun starts to set on Great Crossing High School.
Oh. It looks so good, and you can see. I think that's Arango fussing at his teammates, like, "Man, you're supposed to be over here. Why were you not over here?"
And that is not something you want to see when you're on the attack. Is a foul throw. Just giving possession away needlessly in the opposing half. That's a nice job by Turner there just to get his foot on it and stop Great Crossing from flipping the field.
That's a foul.
Yeah, there was a nice job initially by, I believe that's Brennan Welch there, to get his foot on it and had a sight of goal and only one defender in front of him, but nice recovery there by Franklin County, and Welch just using a little bit too much of his body.
Nice pass there.
This is
Gillian with it.
Doing some nice work, and unfortunately he played the ball to a man who was standing on offside position.
It's Rapallo, 27. Good call by the official. Took me a while to figure out what that was.
And that's the thing, it's not where you are when the ball gets to you, it's where you were when the ball was played.
Exactly.
Great Crossing, I will say here in the second half, some of that really crisp passing we saw in the first half has gotten just a little bit looser, and it's given Franklin County some opportunities.
Foul down there. working with Payne.
And that's going to be a goal kick. Nice job by Powell to shepherd that out. That's exactly what you want your defender to do in that situation. Just use his body well, keep it simple, and maintain possession. It's a nice takedown there from that ball in the air by Arango. Now he's looking for a place to go with it. Tries to cross over to the opposite side of the field. Yeah. Wonderful touch that time.
And the Warhawk goalie wisely comes out and gets it.
And we finally get a look at that number that we can see. That's Dorian Willis, the junior, in goal. Great crossing, breaking quickly here. And they just try to play that ball into the center at the top of the box, and Flyers got a foot to it. Now Franklin County able to turn.
Offside is the call.
Got an offside there, as I believe that was Rapallo for Franklin County that had just strayed in an offside position, then came back to touch the ball.
Yeah, sometimes the defense is really smart. They will pull up, and you know, if you're not paying real close attention, then suddenly you'll find yourself off. Even though you don't move, you're offside.
And that's really kind of the tactical game on that back line, where you've got attackers who want to sit on the shoulder of the defender and time that run perfectly versus the defender, and the ball bounces up. And no call, and I think it's a good no call. Now Franklin County heading the other way. They've got a chance here. Rapallo still having a dig at it, just trying to get his foot to the ball. That one left short, but not able to react in time for the Flyers. We've got a couple of substitutions for both sides coming in.
Looks like Padilla is coming out for Franklin County.
We've got number 19 coming back in, Connor Wheeler, and then
number 7 is James Hyatt.
Coming on for the Flyers.
Another throw in.
One thing I think both teams are a little guilty of here in the second half is not really spacing out on the field as well as they had. You see a lot of players, 2 or 3 players with the same color shirt, kind of congregating in a line instead in possession, instead of just, you know, kind of waiting on somebody else to pick something up so they don't get caught out of position. And that might be a case of tired legs, might be a case of just not communicating like you should, but definitely something I've picked up on both sides.
Landon New in there for Franklin County. Throw in for the Warhawks.
Crowd didn't like that one.
No, they didn't.
I thought it was the right call. But I've been proven wrong many times before.
Good pass there over to Wheeler, but he loses control. Now it's
Hep with the chipped cross. It's Tyler Andrews on the far side for great crossing. Just trying to just bat it around to see if he can find a place for it, and then they just back it out. Cross doesn't really go anywhere, but great crossing still on it. And stepping up from defense there is John Redmond.
There's Hep.
Hep with a nice turn there, almost a Cruyff turn. Lays it off and not able to get his foot to it. There's Payne still under pressure, and that one is skied over.
Boy, Payne scratching his head like, oh man, that was a golden opportunity and I missed it.
Yeah, taking the shot there was Theo Kazi. Both Payne and Kazi, of course, having a brace apiece back in September when these two teams faced off the first time. That was a golden opportunity. You said it, Clint. Hep really set that ball up on a silver platter for Payne, and Payne just wasn't able to get solid contact.
Another throw in for the Warhawks here.
This is still anybody's game. It's just,
yeah, just 1-0.
There's a very weird sense of calm that's kind of come over both of these teams, where it's just they've kind of gotten, I don't want to say into a rut because everybody's still playing hard, but it's almost as if you're not really seeing that urgency, and maybe Great Crossing's picking up a little bit of that right now. They'd like to kind of put another one on the board and make that job harder for the Flyers to conceive of getting back into this.
Corner kick here for the Warhawks.
It's Kazi Jr.
He and Hep both kind of directing traffic.
They could be looking to play short here as Hep kind of takes us back over there, but
no,
it's a decoy. They played it right inside of the box. Nobody for Great Crossing able to direct that in. That was a dangerous spot for it, but Franklin County doing about as well as he could in that situation.
Checking in for the Flyers, number 8, Sandy, and number 44.
Number 17 for Franklin County is Jackson Valladares. And now checking into the game, Tuluwani Sanbe. We're going to go with that, S-A-N-B-E.
So we are...
He started the contest.
Going to see who manages this Great Crossing with the couple of men going forward in attack. Just the numbers game didn't add up for the Warhawks there, but I want to remind you the winner of this game will move on to the final game Thursday night, and they will take on the winner of tomorrow night's game between Western Hills and Frankfort High's boys teams. Number 2 and number 3 seeds, respectively. Here's Hep, left-footed shot, took a nasty bounce that could have been tricky, but Sullivan able to reel that one in.
Good job by the sophomore Caleb Sullivan. In goal for Franklin County.
One thing I've seen, and this may be partially because Great Crossing is laying off a little bit more. They're not really pressing as heavily, especially in the midfield as they did in the first half, but Franklin County has been a lot more patient on the ball when they've had it in situations like this. Frustration on both sides there is...
Wheeler wish he had that one back.
Yeah, Lucas Stewart was just left in the dust by Wheeler, and Wheeler couldn't capitalize.
Nakalu, number 20 for Franklin County, and
it'll be a throw going Franklin County's way. They're going to say it did clear the line. One thing about the turf, there's no mistaking those lines.
No, that's true.
I think my impression of turf in general might be colored by the first artificial turf I ever stood on was at the old Cardinal Stadium. And that was basically green painted concrete. in my opinion. Of course, that's where they had the football high school championships for years here in Kentucky.
Yeah, some of those earlier AstroTurf surfaces were not very kind. And oftentimes it looked a whole lot like an outdoor rug.
Snapshot, and Sullivan struggled with it, managed to reel it in before the Warhawks got there. Might also have something to do with the fact, Clint, that my first two experiences with games at the old Cardinals Stadium, where my high school, Lincoln County, getting basically poleaxed by Covington Catholic twice in the state championships. One time even when we had the reigning Mr. Football.
They still put it to you, huh?
Oh yeah. Those early 90s Lincoln County high school football teams. That one takes a nasty bounce, and not able to reel that in was number 17. That is
Valladares, I
Jackson
believe.
Valladares. Looks like we might have a
sub coming in here, perhaps. Not sure.
Yeah, I was trying to see what the official. I think he's just trying to implore Great Crossing to maybe be a little bit more speedy with how the subs are coming in and out, just to avoid ticking time off the clock, which of course the clock is more and more becoming the enemy of Franklin County at this point.
Number 16 there is Caden Kapuste. Kapuste, K-A-P-U-S-T-E-Y. It's cleared out by Wheeler.
Yeah, I think that time Wheeler knew the counterattack was on for Great Crossing, and he just wanted to give his team time to reset. The margins are still really thin here. Any one breakaway could be the difference between tying this game up and looking at a 2-0 deficit, which at this point, I mean, look, you can, it may seem strange to say since we have had one goal in 60 minutes of play plus here, but these things can turn in a hurry. So it's kind of the calm before the storm here. And I think as we get, if you don't have any goals within 10 minutes of the end of this, as Franklin County still has more than a puncher's chance here. I mean, they're still well in this game. You'll see them start to throw the kitchen sink at it a little more, and they might have an opportunity here. Great Crossing playing a little bit of the rope-a-dope right now. I think they're trying to just hold possession and kind of invite Franklin County to attack and maybe overplay and create some space. Nice run there.
Oh, wow.
Can he finish it? No.
Good job by Nakalu.
Yeah, that was a wonderful run from midfield by Carter Dasher, making a couple men miss, and if he had finished that, that would be a goal of the season type of goal, making that run all the way through the Flyer defense.
It's Ryan Payne over there. He's the leading goal scorer for the Warhawks.
Payne. I'm not sure which foot that Payne is stronger on, but it looked like he was kind of trying to turn it around and get it to his left foot and just never could get there.
Mario Hernandez took 2 shots, both of them blocked by Franklin County.
There you see number 20, and correct me if I'm wrong, I was looking at the run there, but that That is Unikalu who made the stop on that kind of weaving, winding run, and we're catching it right in the middle of it.
Yeah, right here.
And here on the replay, it is a nice block because one more touch and he's 1v1 with the goalkeeper. And that's the last thing you want.
Right. Kyler Perry, number 37. First time we've called his name in this contest.
And that might be goal number 2, and it is. Just like that.
Hernandez puts it in the back of the net.
And I really want to see who played that ball into him, and we'll take a look at it here on the Whitehead-Hancock replay. The great little just chipped ball in by Kazi.
Yeah.
He'll get credited with the assist. And again, that was one of those situations where he's looking at goal and he just kind of throws them off with the eyes and chips that in, no look, and wonderful goal by Romario. Hernandez just did the little thing of put it in the net, we'll discuss the options later, as the great Bill Shankly used to say. Legendary Liverpool manager.
That's probably a handball, no call though. No harm.
Yeah, a lot of times, especially late in the game, they'll if it's incidental contact and it doesn't really affect the game, they'll just kind of let that go. Here's Hep. Now great crossing with a little bit more control of this one, and the Flyers are really going to have to dig to get back into this.
Yes, they've got under 14 minutes.
And when that happens, you start overcommitting and you start leaving space in behind, and teams like Great Crossing that are pretty well drilled will know how to exploit that.
We're going to have at least one sub for Franklin County, I believe. Looks like Valladares was coming off the pitch. Landon New, he's a senior. And Grayson Scott, he's a junior. Coming back into the game for Franklin County.
Those are both players who started for the Flyers, so Mike Hayes might just be trying to get his strongest 11 out there to see if they can dig their way back into this. We've seen much stranger things happen here. Good job by Dalton Powell that time. Just getting in front of the ball, establishing position, using his body to clear it, and even keeping it in possession. Now Franklin County may have something on. Just a little bit of tired legs there for the Flyers. They're just not able to react to those passes if they're not to feet.
Looking to get it over to James Hyatt, but couldn't do it. He's a senior. So is Dalton Turner. Perhaps playing their last game of their high school soccer career.
Now just playing it into the corner is Great Crossing, and they're looking for that runner out there, but I don't think they're going to be too disappointed by draining a couple seconds off the clock as we take a look at Arango, who certainly has nothing to hang his head about on the part of his effort tonight.
That's right. And he's just a sophomore, folks. They'll have him again next year. And so is Sullivan, the goalie. He's a sophomore. Franklin County rather has, they have, I think, 6, maybe 7 seniors. So they got a lot of young talent coming back next season. They play it back. Kalu.
I don't know. I said Great Crossing was laying off a little bit, but then suddenly picked up the press.
No, it doesn't look like it, does it?
There you got Dasher, another one. He tried to lay that off. Gets back onto the ball.
Yeah, good job by Powell to step in there and block that.
Carter Dasher has impressed me in the second half with his ability to just carry the ball from midfield.
Yeah, the Warhawks keeping the pressure on. Probably a handball there too, but no call.
Big left-footed shot. Was never really going to clear through those bodies, and I'm sure for great crossing, you know, they've got a little bit more of a cushion now, so they can maybe take some speculative efforts. Not as big of a deal as if it were still 1-0, which that's the kind of thing that would make your coach want to pull his hair out.
Another throw in for the Flyers.
Picking in for the
got a
Flyers,
sub.
27, Jahir
Sanbe, I think, coming out of the game, and Rapallo coming back in with his neon green shoes.
We saw Rapallo doing some nice work in the beginning of this second half up top. So Franklin County trying to get all their attacking options onto the turf for this 10 minutes that will decide whether or not their season is going to continue. That great crossing starting to really get control back of this game, and they had kind of been heading that way since a couple of minutes before the goal was scored. Right now, great crossing, happy to just...
Is that going to be a corner or a throw-in? Did he get it off the sideline?
It looked like they were pointing towards the corner.
corner kick.
We'll have to...
And that, for great
and see
crossing,
here.
is an ideal situation because you're going to take about 45 seconds off the clock here setting this up. Not only that, but you've got a chance to put the ball in front of goal again.
Yeah, goal scoring opportunity, the most exciting play in soccer. Oh, nice header, but a nicer stop by Sullivan.
Ramos' header is collected by Sullivan.
Franklin County trying to move quickly, but the problem with that is you have a lot of bodies forward, and if you lose the ball...
Hernandez, oh!
Hernandez was trying to get goal number 2 in this half.
Risky play there by Sullivan to come out and get it. Sacrificing his body to stop that.
And that's one thing, looking at a 2-0 deficit with 7 minutes and 45 seconds left, Franklin County will have to start, and they've done a good job of maintaining possession and playing a little more 1-2s and just being able to kind of play possession style a little bit, but they're going to have to start being a little bit more direct if they want to get back into this game, and when you do that, you become just a little bit predictable. We'll see how they manage to get through that. You just have to be really, really secure in the back and work really hard and just cover each other, because when you're committing to pushing the ball forward, you're leaving a lot of space in behind. Left-footed shot.
Oh, man, right in the
into
gut.
the bread basket, and that is going to stay in. We're going to get a stoppage here.
Is that a Rongo down on the ground? Because it.
That is number 7.
That's Hyatt.
James Hyatt. He's going to walk off. Some nice sportsmanship there being shown by Cash Bourget, the junior, for great crossing, coming over just to check on Hyatt. He knows how hard of a hit that was, and anybody that's been in that position, well,
you know it hurts.
Yep. It'll take you from 2-0 pretty quickly.
Malatu Davis, number 2, into the game for great crossing.
There's the left-footed shot, not a lot of power or direction behind that. You'd ideally like to have at least one of the two on a shot.
Yeah.
We've got a substitution coming in. Logan Hebb coming back into the game. Of course, he was the one that opened up the scoring from the penalty spot in the first half at around the 12-minute mark. And that kept the score at 1-0, which is where it stood all the way up until about the 12-minute mark remaining here in the second half. At which point Great Crossing was able to add an insurance goal to the scoreboard, and now they're just trying to keep it away from having a corner kick, and they've managed to, I thought they were going to keep the ball in possession there, but should be a throw for Franklin County. No, that's going the way of Great Crossing.
Yeah, I'm with you. I thought it was.
Yeah, that was really strange.
Unless it was out earlier.
Yeah, that may have been the case.
But if that's the case, he threw it in from
seems like
a long way away from where it went out.
Seems like the lineskeeper would have had a little bit more of a, I guess,
they're often
visual.
They're often very liberal on where the throw-ins take place.
Yeah, and of course we don't have a lineskeeper on that side on this part of the field, so maybe we didn't see the more demonstrative initial call.
Yeah.
Again, benefit of the doubt. Franklin County starting to get into desperation time here.
And a new centers
it.
it.
The box, and they do force a clearance there. Sorry, Clint.
No, it's okay. I think it's going to be a throw-in, though, not a corner. New with it again, but
nice job by Franklin County. Step up. Here's the shot from distance, not on target.
But, you know, you got to have that at this stage of the game. You've got to have shots on goal.
That was Easton Powell, the senior.
You don't have time to wait for something better.
Thankfully, someone told my girlfriend that, and she believed them. Asher for the shot from distance.
Yeah,
that was
nice shot.
That was a tricky one, and that's one of those situations where he talked about the turf playing a little bit more true. That might have taken a little bit of the variable on that shot that might have been there out of it. Rongo with the tackle here, and he's going to be in a little bit of trouble over that one as he picks up a yellow.
Oh, my goodness.
He's going to get himself. He's got to be careful.
That's a red card.
I think that was a lot of frustration over the course of it, and they just need to kind of get a hold of this and played a good game so far. Just something said there that just hit him the wrong way. And I think doing the right thing now are his Flyer teammates and just kind of getting him away and just going to cool off. You've already been sent off. Your team's down a man, and definitely looking at closing out the season here.
And I don't know, you know, a red card in the last game of the season, it may have an impact next season. You know, he may have to miss the first couple of games.
To be honest, I'm not honestly sure.
I'm not
might
sure
be worth
either.
asking your buddy Bo, who we will see his team, the Lady Panthers of Frankfort High, taking on the Franklin County Lady Flyers coming up.
So Unsure what the rule is about that.
And great crossing, I think now. Well, every time I say they're content just to see it out, they start attacking again. So maybe I'll just let things develop. I don't think anything for the Flyers to hang their head over here.
No, they played a good match.
And defensively they were really solid throughout most of this game, and especially here in the second half. But it only takes one.
The score would seem to indicate that they've done much better this game than they did just a couple of weeks ago when they were defeated 4-0 by this great crossing team. So.
And as it stands, this great crossing team will be the one as the home team and the #1 seed to move on to Thursday night to play in the championship game against the winner of the Western Hills Frankfort High boys game, which we will have tomorrow night for you.
At 6 o'clock right here on the Cable 10 Game of the Week. That's scooped up by Willis.
Dorian Willis hasn't had a lot to do here in the last little bit. A lot of threatening attacks have come in, but nothing's really resulted in a shot on goal for Franklin County.
Yeah. They had the one taken by, maybe it was Gillian, I forget who took it. That was off the mark, but it's been about it as of late. So we're getting down to the last 30 seconds. Franklin County will close out the season with a record of 7-13, but I think they did get, demonstrably better in the last couple of weeks of this season, and have something to build on for next season.
Yeah, and I mean, just shows you the level of competition here in the 41st District this season. There's not much between any of these teams.
And Gillian showing some nice footwork. He's a junior. He'll be back next year.
And that will just about do it as great crossing moves on.
Yes. Well, when we come back, we'll have some highlights and the Esprit Credit Union Play of the Game. Stay with us here on the Cable 10 Game of the Week.
They not like us. They not like.
The Game of the Week Play of the Game is brought to you by Esprit Credit Union. Esprit Credit Union wishes all our local teams a great season. Show your local spirit with a spirited debit card featuring your school colors and mascot. Open an Esprit Spirited account today and let the rivalry continue. Federally insured by NCUA.
Esprit Credit Union wishes all our local teams a great season. Score $5 for the high school of your choice simply by opening a spirited account featuring your school colors and mascot on your debit card. Show your support, Flyers, Panthers, or Wolverines. Who will raise the most? Go to Esprit.org today. Choose wisely. Western Hills, Franklin County, Frankfort High. Let the rivalry continue. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Great crossing takes the win 2-0 over the Franklin County Flyers, and now it's time for the Esprit Credit Union Play of the Game, and it's going to be what you might expect it to be. That is this play right here. The pass from Kazi to Hernandez puts it into the back of the net.
And we mentioned that was a great pass by Kazi, but it also took a pretty serious bounce, and that's a nice shot by Hernandez to be able to just give that a soft touch, play it over to his other foot, and that's just a sign of some really, really good skill, being able to play the ball with your first touch into your next touch. Nice job of that, and that was the goal that really kind of sealed things for great crossing, and they move on to the championship game Thursday night.
All right, folks, that includes this matchup, but we got another one coming up at 8 o'clock. The number 2 and the number 3 seeds on the girls' side go at it. Frankfort High and Franklin County. Come back for that. Until then, we'll see you next time on the Cable 10 Game of the Week.